Hey guys, welcome back to Hike Oregon. In today's video, I'm going to talk all about keeping yourself safe from the sun. If you are new here, welcome to the Hike Oregon family. I make hiking and backpacking vlogs, as well as gear reviews and just general tips and tricks videos to help you become a more confident hiker and backpacker. If you enjoy content like that, click that red subscribe button and the notification bell so that you are notified every time I make a new video. And if you want more content from me, you can support me over on Patreon, where for as little as just $1, you get extra content throughout each month. All right, guys, sun protection, especially in high elevations, this time of year is so important and will make your hike just that much more enjoyable. It will also help you not get so exhausted or, eventually suffer from heat exhaustion, which is something we definitely want to avoid all of the time. I have definitely stepped it up a lot over the years when it comes to sun protection. I will say that a lot of the things that I thought were true are just not. Because I was hiking in tank tops, I thought that putting on a long sleeve shirt was going to be hot, right? I see all these people in their long sleeve sun shirts. I thought, oh my gosh, how are they hiking? It's 85 degrees out here. How in the world are they hiking in long layers? Well, I have stayed so much cooler as soon as I started wearing long sleeve sun shirts, which is crazy. And then you don't have to put all that SPF on your skin. That was one thing I hated. So I actually usually just got a base tan and then avoided SPF for the rest of the summer because I hate sunscreen. I hate that feeling. It is slimy, it is sticky, all the dust ends up sticking to you, and it's just gross. I hated it. So I would just get a base tan and then hope for the best, right? Which, in the long run is not good. I have done some things over the years to switch over to being a little bit more protected, and I will say it has made a difference in temperature regulation when I hike. So here are some of the things that I do. One of the first things that I got was this long sleeve sun shirt, Columbia PFG, and this guy I have actually in multiple colors because I love it so much. It is super vented. Like you can see there's mesh here. It is vented in the back. It's just super flowy, and something about the material is not hot in any way. You can also roll up the sleeves, which is really nice. It has a little button, so you can roll up the sleeves and have it stay put, which is great. It is not clingy at all. It is super fast drying. So like if I were to sweat a little bit on like the uphill, by the time I was halfway down, I would be totally dry again. So I love my Columbia PFG shirts. They are so worth the cost. They also have a nice little pocket, and they have a little hook here that I always hung my sunglasses on. Actually, I just love these shirts. They kind of came into style in like 2016 in like the long distance hiking world, like PCT. There was a ton of people wearing these shirts. So that is where I first saw them on the trail. Before that, I had only seen them on fishermen, actually. They're really popular with people fishing. So that's funny that they kind of transferred over to hiking world. They did kind of go out of style after like 2017, 2018. I continued wearing mine. I freaking love the shirt. I don't care if it's in style. However, what did come into style a few years later are these sun hoodies. And for the first few years that they were in style, I did not see the appeal at all. They're a much more clingy and tight fitting material, and that I cannot stand. If it is tight on my arms, I will get hot. It doesn't matter how lightweight the material is. I just could not. Also, I didn't understand the hood. I didn't understand them. So I stuck with my PFG for many years. I don't think I switched to the hoodie until after 2022. Finally, Outdoor Vitals came out with a sun hoodie that I love. They were trying one for a couple years and I did not like that. I didn't like the material. Finally, they came out with one that I'm obsessed with, and now I only wear the sun hoodie. I actually have not worn my Columbia PFG shirt in quite a few years. This is the Altitude Sun hoodie from Outdoor Vitals, and I freaking love this shirt. This is so lightweight, and I now understand the hoodie aspect of it as well. So when I was wearing my Columbia PFG shirt, I had a certain hat that covered my neck. Most people don't have these hats because they are so dorky looking. Like, I swear I'm the only person that would ever wear this. Probably more people do because they clearly are for sale, but I've never seen anyone else wear this dorky hat. Well, with the sun hoodie, you don't have to wear the dorky hat. You can just wear whatever cool baseball cap that you want, and then you can put your hoodie over. It will protect the back of your neck, the back of your head, sides of your neck, your ears, because you can really kind of pull it up onto that hat and it stays very nicely. So that is why you have the hood, to protect your neck from the sun. Also, the hood is amazing for mosquito protection. I have found that I spray my gear with permethrin, and then the mosquitoes don't get at me. So I highly recommend, if you are in the market for a sun hoodie, Outdoor Vitals Altitude sun hoodie, amazing. So that's how I cover up here. My legs, I just don't really worry about my legs. I don't worry about covering my legs unless I know I'm going through like thick brush, brambles, that kind of trail where I'm worried about cutting up my legs. That's when I'll wear pants. I have not found lightweight enough pants for me to wear pants when I'm hiking. If you have any recommendations on really lightweight summer pants that are long, I'd love to hear them in the comments below. So now I'm going to show you my dorky sun hat that I used to wear all the time with my Columbia shirt. So this is the Outdoor Research runner's cap, sun runner's cap, I don't know, something like that. I loved this thing. This thing was so good to me. This really covers your neck and it's very airy. However, I will say, when the wind is blowing, this will blow up. So it no longer covers your neck when the wind is blowing. It comes with a tie, but that didn't seem to work well for me. Plus, it's always dangling in the way and would like interfere with my camera that I had around my neck. So I put a little like tiny hair clippy on these holes right here, and I would like clip it around my chin. Again, so dorky. I'm not a cool hiker. Not a cool hiker at all. However, because I have the new sun hoodie, I don't wear this cappy anymore. I just wear whatever baseball cap suits me that day. And then there's a lot of other hat options as well that I've seen out on trail. I have seen like a more cowboy style-ish hat, not necessarily cowboy, but like, you know, the leather or the felt type hats. Those tend to be a lot warmer though, so I don't know that I would necessarily recommend that in the heat of the summer, but they are great sun hat, and the brim goes all the way around, so it will also cover your shoulders and all of that as well. Then there's like, you know, the gardening hats, the fisherman hats that you see. I've seen a lot of those, and those are really great for if you have mosquitoes and if you're using a mosquito net, because they're really, you know, a wider hat. They have that brim, so you can put that mosquito net on there, which is great. Something else I wanted to mention as far as sun protection goes is a sun umbrella. I have never used one because most of my hikes are not just in the blazing sun. They're like intermittent trees and stuff like that. So that sun umbrella is just not really necessary here in Oregon on the trails that I hike. But if you are following any long distance hikers hikers or you are a long distance hiker, you probably own a sun umbrella. So these are very common on the CDT and the PCT, and they make super, super lightweight sun umbrellas. Now, with the lightweight sun umbrellas, I will say watch out for wind. They don't withstand the wind very well and they will, break. They are absolutely amazing for sun protection. You can hold it, but most people hook it to their backpack strap so that it's just over you. And then you don't have to worry about hats or accessories or anything like that. You don't have to worry about sunscreen and all that extra stuff you have to take because the umbrella is just over you and you're good to go. And then I've also seen a lot of thru hikers use them for like when they take a break time. If they can't find shade, they just make their own shade. They'll pop it on a bush or something, or pop it on their backpack and kind of hunker underneath it and that kind of thing. So the sun umbrellas are very, very useful if you are doing something like the PCT or the CDT or the Arizona Trail or something like that, where you have hundreds of miles in exposed sunny areas. So with sun exposure, you definitely have to obviously worry about like long-term damage, which, a lot of us just don't really think about until we get older and we're like, oh, I have sunspots. Wonder where that came from. But it's also short-term damage. I know I've seen some pretty severe sunburns where like your skin is just blistering and that kind of thing. You just want to avoid that, especially if you're backpacking. You do not want a sunburn like that when you're out backpacking. Another thing I will talk about that honestly I have been thinking about, but I do just do sunscreen now. For longer exposed sun hikes, I've seen people wear sun gloves. I know Outdoor Research makes sun gloves that I've seen. There's probably a lot of other brands that make them, but those are the more common ones that I've seen. They really do protect your hands. So that's one thing that is not getting protected when you're wearing all of these shirts is your hands, right? And a lot of us use trekking poles, so our hands are very much exposed to the sun and other elements like wind or hail or whatever. The gloves protect your hands. That is actually one part of my body that has aged more or faster than like the rest of my body. Like I look at my hands, I'm like, ooh, that's a lot of wrinkles, and that's because of the sun exposure, the constant sun exposure. So I have actually started putting sunscreen on the tops of my hands this year. Actually, that was new this year because I've been getting a little self-conscious about how my hands look. And then if you are not into covering up, if you don't want to cover up at all, if you just want to do sunscreen, I highly recommend going with a mineral-based sunscreen. I know they are a lot more expensive, but they're just better for you. I hate to be like the crunchy granola Oregon girl, but there are a lot of toxic chemicals in sunscreen. I've just heard not good things about a lot of the very common sunscreen brands. I recommend kind of investing in a more mineral-based sunscreen, something that is going to be better for your skin and your body. And then don't forget your lips. I've gotten severely sunburned lips because I was like, I'm just doing sunscreen, and then I forgot chapstick with SPF. So now I only buy chapstick with SPF just so it's always in my backpack. I don't forget it. That is so important because if your face is at all exposed to the sun and or wind can actually cause like severely chapped lips as well. Yeah, you do not want sunburned lips. It is not pretty. It is not fun. Something else that I've learned over the years when it comes to sun actually has to do with snow, and I did not know this before it actually happened to me. The sun reflects off the snow. It is like a mirror. I had no idea. So I was hiking on snow for many, many miles, and it was sunny, and I ended up getting a sunburn under my chin, like all up here. Not really a place I generally apply sunscreen, or just doesn't really get sun exposed because, I have a hat, but all up here was so sunburned. The like underneath my arms was sunburned, because I was using trekking poles. Not good. So the snow reflects the sun and you will get a sunburn under here, so keep that in mind. Also, there are specific sunglasses for people that hike on snow a lot. If you want to look up like mountaineering sunglasses, I will say they look super dorky and they're kind of on the spendy side, but if you are doing a lot of mountaineering or hiking on snowfields or glaciers or things like that, I would recommend getting them. They do have like a cover, so you're not getting snow blind from the sun reflecting on the snow, because the sun and the light is not getting into the glasses like with normal sunglasses. The sun reflection would get in here and I would have issues if I just hiked in regular sunglasses. So if you're doing a lot of that type of hiking or mountaineering, I highly recommend something like that. And then last but not least, just wanted to mention, if you are hiking with dogs, they do actually make little goggles for dogs that a few of my hiking friends have used in the past so that the dog's eyes are protected against sun, snow, blindness, all of that. And also when it comes to sun, keep in mind that the sun heats up rocky trails, dusty trails get really hot. If you are hiking with dogs throughout the summer, just keep that in mind. Their paws are how they cool down, how they sweat. So it is pretty detrimental if the trail is super, super, super hot. The rocks are super hot, then your dog can't cool down at all. They do make booties. I know I have seen people put booties on their dogs, and that does help their paws from burning on the trail. So if your dog can do booties, that is great. Otherwise, maybe pick a hike that has more trees, more shade, that isn't just in the sun the whole day. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed, and maybe you got some ideas on things to purchase for this upcoming hot, sweltering summer hiking and backpacking season. If you don't already, go ahead and follow me over on Instagram. That's where I post all of my recent hiking and backpacking adventure pictures. And if you want to hike here in this amazing state of Oregon, check out my website, hikeoregon.net. I have tons of day hiking info, backpacking info, and this time of year I like to focus a lot on wildflower hikes. I have tons of articles and pages all about hiking in this amazing state in wildflower season. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you on the next adventure.